epic clash against Alireza?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I thought the first game today was of very very high quality, even though it was super complicated, and that sort of set the tone a little bit. Um, so I made like an incredible blunder in the second game, and then third game really nothing happened, and fourth, yeah, that was a bit of a mess. But I felt like I was always pressing at the very least. Um, so I felt like I was rarely in a lot of danger today, even though like I guess I was lost in the second game, but I don't think anyone else actually realized that. Um, so I felt like this was my best match so far, and it feels really good um, to finish off with that because I think also he played better than he did in our first match.
Yeah, it did seem like a very high quality match today, as you mentioned, Magnus. And I wanted to ask, you mentioned that blunder in the second game. How quickly were you able to reset, and how kind of far in advance did you spot that you could give up your bishop and go for that fortress in the corner?
Yeah, it was a bit strange because I was trying to be kind of slightly better, and then I realized I'm not. So I went for this knight d4, and basically that is the equivalent of a draw offer. And then when he played bishop, he played his move rook c8 a couple of moves later. I'm thinking like I have a line with rook b4, e5, trade bishop b2, and so on. That just clinches the draw immediately. And so I'm thinking, uh, well, maybe if I take the pawn, then like once he gives a check, he has no good square for his bishop. And I didn't realize before he took my pawn on f4 that that actually protects the bishop. And yeah, obviously that was a strange situation. And I mean, I saw very quickly that um, that I can take an h4 and run the king over. I was considering like should I not play bishop g3 because it's like a bit too obvious. But then I thought like it's the most logical move regardless to prevent this king from going to d6 as well. So I thought, yeah, why not? But um, yeah, of course it was a huge relief when he played h4 because then I knew. I mean, I thought it was likely to be
Yeah.
a draw regardless, but then I knew it was clinched.
Yeah, that was a sneaky trick, Magnus, and I think something that we all learned today in that endgame. And you mentioned that it felt like a really high quality match. Was that something conscious about the openings, the style you played today? It was higher accuracy than most of Alareza's matches throughout the week.
Yeah, obviously it's helped by the third game where we don't like make a lot of mistakes, and I would say like first of all it was the first game, which was just a lot of fun to be honest, because we both had to navigate some really really complicated lines that I feel like we both did it, if not perfectly, then really really well. So that gave me a really good feeling. I felt like I was just a little bit more on today, even though the last game got a little bit out of control. Those things happened with little time. I mean, I think I did all right there as well.
And Magnus, you will be meeting Alareza again in the tour finals at the end of the season in Oslo. You've mentioned it before, but how much are you looking forward to that event, and what are you expecting now that the eight participants are known?
No, it's gonna be great. And as I said, I'm super happy to play my best match in the last one. Like, I think for the rest of the year, I will only be playing Rapid and Blitz. So um, it's good to see that I'm playing myself into shape. And yeah, the finals are going to be awesome. Good field and um, yeah, a rare chance to play a tournament in Oslo. So that's great.
And you mentioned Rapid. You're actually traveling, I believe, to the Global Chess League tomorrow. Are you looking forward to that event?
Yeah, honestly, the Global Chess League is my favorite team event. I think the format is really good. Like it takes like a little bit of time to understand, but once you understand, you can see that it's really exciting because the matches are very unlikely to be drawn, and having these different categories and so on makes the games like makes like the results like a little bit more random. It's like less likely to be a lot of boring draws, and you often end up in these situations where um, because the team playing white in every game has to win, then it's like one win each, and white is pressing in a couple of games, and all gets very very tense at the end. So I and besides that, with the cap structure they have, the teams end up being fairly evenly matched, which makes for good matches. So I think it's well done, and um, I'm certainly hoping that our team could do well this year.
Yeah, it'll be great to see you in action again so soon. And Magnus, before we let you go, a few questions from our chat. Krishna21234 asks, is snacking the best part about playing from home, and how much does it affect or improve your chess?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think when you're playing for a few hours, it's good to get like a little bit of energy in between games, and yeah, obviously playing from home, it's quite comfortable in that sense.
And S. Martin RQ asks, is the younger generation weaker than the older generation in some way, in some aspect of the game?
I think they're weaker in some, better in some. But the good thing about being the younger generation is that they have time to improve. But they need to.
Very diplomatic there, Magnus. And final question from Cher. How do you keep improving when you're already the best?
I don't think I'm necessarily improving. I think I'm learning more and more. So that's the most important thing, but that doesn't necessarily lead to you playing better. So I think the answer is I don't know. I try and learn, and hopefully, not fall off too quickly. Try and keep up with what's going on. But I mean, being like the best at something doesn't mean that you cannot improve. Like I am not very good at chess if you look if you like compare it to perfect play, but I'm like little, usually like a little bit less bad than the others, and that's the way humans are at chess. It's as simple as that. And I don't think like I'm gonna make any like grand discoveries that's gonna change my outlook on chess completely, but there are always little things that you can improve and learn. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that you're doing pretty decently, Magnus. And that just leaves me to say many congratulations, a winner of the Julius Baer Generation Cup, and best of luck in London next week. And we'll see you in Oslo for the tour finals.
Thank you so much, David.
Congratulations.